Chelsea against Brighton once again. After Brighton knocked Chelsea out in the FA Cup less than a week ago, Chelsea get another stab at the Seagulls. Now, this is a fixture that Chelsea fans want to win because there's been a lot of drama between the two clubs in recent years, and it looks like Chelsea's new ownership are modelling their style on Brighton, but at a much higher extent. So I'm going to tell you exactly how Chelsea can tweak their tactics to beat Brighton. But Enzo Maresca has just finished his press conference, and there has been some important news. It looks like Nicholas Jackson is going to be missing for up to 6 weeks, which leaves Chelsea without a recognised striker. He also confirmed that Jorgensen is now his Premier League #1, and I'm sure that will make Chelsea fans all happy. But after we've seen Christopher Nkunku stink out the place against Brighton playing as a #9, Enzo Maresca confirms that he never has, never will see Christopher Nkunku as a #9 and sees him as a #10. So going into this game, Nicholas Jackson injured, Mark Guiu is now injured, so Chelsea are without a recognised #9. Now, this is funny because throughout the January transfer window, actually for the past couple of years, Chelsea have been screaming for a #9, absolutely screaming for a #9, yet the hierarchy, the recruitment staff, failed to identify this problem. And this is why Chelsea fans are so frustrated. We all know the problem at the club isn't the manager. It's probably not the players because it's not their fault. It's above them. It's the recruitment. It's the misprofiling of players. It's the poor recruitment strategy. It's signing players for the future and not the now, so they don't have that balanced squad. Cole Palmer, Moses Caicedo, Nicholas Jackson are all gaining experience as we speak. The inductions of Willian Estevo, Kendry Paez, they're all for the future. Now that's needed. You're meant to build for the future. But what Chelsea are missing is that leadership quality. Enzo Maresca can only deal with what he's got. And I've got a feeling that those above are letting Enzo Maresca down. The first part of recruitment, in my opinion, is you build the spine of the team and then you add the little additions to that. So think about it like a Sunday dinner. You've got your main sauce. You've got your protein, which is either chicken, turkey, beef, lamb, whatever you like on your Sunday dinner. And then you add the stuff that'll tickle the taste buds, like your carrots, like your Brussels sprouts if you like them, like your parsnips, like your roasties. So you need that mixture of experience, leadership, and useful exuberance in your team. Now, if anybody knows me from Twitter, you know that I love when youngsters get an opportunity. You know my expertise is finding the next hidden gem. So it's important to bring them into your squad. But the ownership are taking this to an extent. The reason they're doing this is to minimize the risk of not profiting. So essentially, they're running Chelsea Football Club like a business rather than a football club. And it absolutely blows my mind that not one, but two sporting directors, none of them can identify the weaknesses and where they need strengthening in the squad. Even before Nicholas Jackson's injury, we knew we needed another striker because we've seen Christopher Nkunku play there numerous times and he's never ever delivered. We needed a backup striker to Nicholas Jackson. Mark Guiu, as much as I love his tenacity, he's not ready to be relied on. Shin Mukwege, again, I love his potential. He's an outstanding youth potential, but he's not ready to lead the line for Chelsea Football Club. Do I think he should be in the squad as an addition? Absolutely, but he's not ready to be relied upon to get us into Champions League. But with that being said, this time last year, Chelsea were the 11th, now we're 4th, so there has been an improvement, and that's exactly what the ownership want, right? But despite all this, there's still football games to be won and lost. There's still points to gain and competitions to qualify for. So with that being said, we can't do anything about it now. We can sit and sulk and whinge about it, but that's not going to get us anywhere. Let's find solutions to what we have. We all know we're limited and we've got a depleted squad at the minute. Wesley Fofana is going to be out for 2 to 3 more weeks, which is positive because we thought it was going to be longer. But Nicholas Jackson's out, Romeo Lavia's out. So we do have that depleted squad. Now, I'm not sitting here to defend Enzo Maresca because he's not above any criticism. Yes, it's his first season and he's not getting the right profiles to play the way he wants. So you need to adapt a little bit. Now, I'm not saying change completely, but adapt and tweak your tactics to get the best out of the players you've got. And I'm going to tell you exactly how Enzo Maresca can do this. Enzo Maresca has become very stubborn in his player selections and his tactics, and you need to adapt to the profiles that you've got. Now, I'm not saying completely come away with this, but with the injury pile up, Nicholas Jackson being injured, Christopher Nkunku looks like he's going to start as a striker, despite Enzo Maresca saying he's not a striker. I think if he's going to play anybody else there, it'll probably be Pedro Neto. I'm guessing guessing, but let's change things up. Let's freshen up ideas. Let's freshen up the personnel. Let's maybe try Palmer on the right wing, having him inverting to supporting Christopher Nkunku. Now, when Christopher Nkunku was at RB Leipzig, he played in a duo when he played as a striker. That's how you get the best out of Christopher Nkunku. He's more of a supporting striker. Now, I'm not saying Palmer is a striker, but we need to do something to try and get them playing off each other. And I've got a specific tactic, and I'm going to bring out a tactics board to tell you exactly how we can do it without losing our shape. Now, one thing we're seeing at Brighton last week is Malo Gusto have an absolute shocker. He doesn't understand, or the inverted role doesn't complement him at all. What he's best at is overlapping, getting on the outside, using the athleticism, same as Reece James. So having Palmer or whoever's playing on the right wing, inverting and utilising the inside channels will bring the best out of your right back. This is what I'm saying about different profiles, different partnerships, systems getting the best out of different players, because not only would it get the best out of Reece James or Malo Gusto, it would also get the best out of Palmer, and I'm going to show you exactly why. This is a tactic that Newcastle use, Aston Villa use, Bournemouth use, and it's no surprise those three teams are doing very well. But one last thing I do want to say about Enzo Maresca, I'm sick and tired of him saying that UEFA Champions League isn't our target. He keeps on suggesting that the target of UEFA Champions League was the second year. I don't buy that. Chelsea Football Club need Champions League football. It's going to strengthen your ambition in the transfer market, but it's also going to bring you more revenue, helping with PSR, enabling you to spend more money, to strengthen your squad, and build a better squad and a more competitive squad. Now, I don't know if he's just doing this as a safety net, just in case he doesn't qualify for Champions League, but the longer he keeps on saying this, the more it'll get into the players' minds, and they'll sit there and think, oh, it's okay if we don't qualify for Champions League this season because we're not going to get in trouble because the manager thinks it's next season anyways. That's an absolute joke. Absolute joke. That's a defeatist mindset. Chelsea have never had this mindset. Trust me, I live in Newcastle. And back in the day, when about 5 to 10 years ago, when Chelsea were bullying everybody in Newcastle feared Chelsea. They were physical, technical good, and just had ambitions that they wanted to be the best. And that's what Chelsea Football Club need to bring back. But we do need 3 points against Brighton. So this is how we're going to do it. Bear in mind, these are just names I've put out there. This might not be the starting 11, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to be near enough. Jorgensen in goal, Reece James, Chalobah and Colwell at centre-back, Marc Cucurella, Caicedo, Fernandes, Sancho on the left, Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke and Christopher Nkunku. Now, these are all interchangeable. You could have Cole Palmer on the right and Sancho in the middle maybe, and Neto Madueke on the left. Doesn't matter, right? This is I'm talking about the tactics, not the personnel right now. So what Enzo Maresca wants to do in simplistic terms is he wants a box shape in the middle, so you've always got an overload, but he wants to attack with 5 and defend with 5. So the tactic I'm bringing out is this. So have Cole Palmer coming in from the right hand using these channels. This is exactly what Morgan Rogers does or Jacob Ramsey does for Aston Villa. Yes, it's on the left hand side instead of the right. This is exactly what Anthony Gordon does for Newcastle. Yes, it's on the left-hand side instead of the right. But what's Cole Palmer's speciality? His speciality is impacting space in the final third. Think of him at the beginning of the season. He was playing a lot closer to Nicholas Jackson. He was so good at arriving into space at the right time in order to facilitate opportunities. That's where Cole Palmer shines. At the minute, he's dropping far too deep, playing in this role, getting frustrated, trying to pick up the ball in these areas. You want Cole Palmer in and around this box because he is our most dangerous player. So the longer he's in these boxes, the more threatening he is. Now, it would also bring out the best in Reece James. Reece James or Malo Gusto, whoever plays at right back, is better when they're overlapping, using their athleticism, their creative skills in the final third, whether that be crossing, cutbacks, or whatever. That's where you get the best out of Reece James and Malo Gusto. So having Cole Palmer cutting inside would also give the freedom to these to cut out wide. But on the other side, you could also do the same if we're attacking down the left. So you could have whoever's playing on the left coming inside, partnering Christopher Nkunku with Marc Cucurella, having the freedom to overlap, and then Reece James tucks round. So in simplistic terms, what Enzo Maresca wants is he wants to attack with 5 and defend with 5, but he also wants to create a box shape in order to create overloads in the middle. And this is exactly what this tactic does, and I'll show you here. So you've got your box shape here. You've also got your 5 at the back and 5 forward. Simple. You haven't got enough fullback inverting, but you've created a tactic to get the best out of players. Now, one thing I didn't mention is how this gets the best out of Christopher Nkunku. Remember at the beginning of the video, I said Christopher Nkunku works best as a duo. Having the inverted winger coming inside and attacking these channels will also allow them to build up a partnership with Christopher Nkunku. So whether that be Noni Madueke or Pedro Neto coming in off the left, whether that be Cole Palmer coming in off the right, doesn't matter. It will create the partnership and allow him, give him somebody to bounce off. Christopher Nkunku is terrible when he's isolated by himself. You've got to not let him be isolated so he can build up that chemistry, create those dimensions with another teammate. Now, if it was my choice, I would probably start like this and have Sancho be the one to create that box shape and have Noni Madueke playing or Pedro Neto as the touchline winger. So this is what I would do, and have Marc Cucurella as the attacker. Have Reece James tuck him around like a right centre back. That's what I would do in possession. So you've got Sancho and Cole Palmer helping and supporting Christopher Nkunku, but you've also formed that box shape. So you've got 4 against their 3 in the middle. You've got Marc Cucurella and Noni Madueke or Pedro Neto supplying width. So you've pretty much created overloads in the final third to beat the opposition. So there are definitely ways to keep the same principle in your philosophy, creating a box shape in the middle, using width, having attacking with 5, defending with 5. That's simplistic terms, what Enzo Maresca wants to do. But you've just tweaked your tactics slightly to get the best out of your players that you've gotten unsure, but also becoming more threatening. Do you see where I'm getting at, guys? And if those players don't work out, you could even swap Cole Palmer and Jadon Sancho, because Jadon Sancho is more than comfortable in those tight areas and central positions. When he was playing at Borussia Dortmund, he had the absolute freedom to tuck inside and receive us centrally. We've seen it time and time again. And the reason why Christopher Nkunku needs support, because he doesn't have the qualities as Nicholas Jackson. He doesn't have that link-up play. He doesn't have that hold-up play. But I also do believe it would spark some creativity in us, because last game against Brighton, we offered nothing in the final third. We're gifted a goal. That's the only way we look like scoring, because Brighton's goalkeeper dropped a howler. Other than that, we didn't look like scoring. So we need to change something. Otherwise, we're just going to see the same thing. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with this little tweak, or do you think we should just keep on playing the same way? Personally, I think this gets the best out of players until injuries come back. But I want to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on another. And until next time, and good luck for Friday, up the Chels.